Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. Thursdays are a little slow in Bachelor Nation. We got all the drama out of the way Monday night. Am I right? Looks like they are grasping at straws on the internet. I'm going to share with you some ridiculous articles trying to keep on selling those clicks. But aren't we all? Do me a favor. Click the like button right there and subscribe. Sell your boy some clicks. God knows I need a haircut. What's going on over here? I use Moroccan oil. Not too bad. Grippo, run for your money right there. Not bad for 36. Okay, folks. So listen. But I just realized Greg and I are both doing the denim. All right, problematic. Here we go. I've been told that before. I had a stand-up show once, and this girl in the front row goes, problematic. And it was the funniest heckle I ever received. I was like, this is the most press I've ever gotten in Hollywood. All right, folks. Looking at you, Jezebel. So, we're going to get into this article here, and let me know what you guys think. It's hogwash. We'll start it off with this hogwash. So Monday night, we obviously had Katie Thurston choosing Blake Moynes. He asked her. She said yes. They did the whole thing. And then afterwards, Grippo was kind of on the hot seat. They had a pretty ugly conversation, which it's like I said before, why choose sides? I mean, she had a lot of pent-up anger towards the whole situation, and he kind of channeled that into his sadness. Greg Grippo went on Nick Vial's podcast. We recapped it yesterday. Maybe we'll recap another clip or two, mentioning being accused of being on the show as a plant, being accused of some grand conspiracy theory. Like they go to these acting schools to find people to be on the show. And it's like, don't you realize F-boys exist in the nature? You know what I mean? It's like, why go to the farmer's market if you live on the farm? You know, the United States is a farm for F-boys. There's social media. There's Tinder. They got nice hair. They're in their 20s, okay? Let's not overthink this. This isn't some flat earth conspiracy like Greg was, brought in by the producers to be the perfect. No, come on. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Why are you calling your audience stupid? I'm not. I'm calling you, Sharon. You're smart up a little bit. So anyway, let's get into this article. The point is that with all of the, issues resolved through healthy communication, issues being Nick having Greg on the podcast to kind of share where he's coming from and admit his own toxic problems he's working on, this and that, with Katie doing all her interview rounds with Blake. There really isn't too much left to the imagination as we've had in years past, where it's like, where's Matt and Rachel? What's going on with this? Is that Dale's toenail and Claire's photo? This and that. So instead, looking at you, Rosebud Seafood in Florida, boy, it's been a long year, hasn't it? So with that said, Us Weekly right here has an article, trying to scoop up something. And I took the bait. Slow news day. Bachelor Nation's Greg Grippo and Mykenna Dorn were talking before he went on The Bachelorette. Where I come from, talking means bumping Harrison's without it being official. But I guess talking could actually just mean texting. I guess that's true too. So there they are. We know she's from a previous season. I don't know. What season was she from? Not Matt James, right? It had to be before that. She's from a couple years ago, right? I guess they might just actually tell us. Making the Bachelor Nation rounds, Greg Grippo had viewers divided, I'd say, after his nasty split from Katie Thurston on The Bachelorette. But before he appeared on season 17 of the ABC reality series, he had his sights set on another person from the franchise. A source exclusively tells Us Weekly that the New Jersey native, 28, connected with season 24 Bachelor alum Mykenna Dorn before he met Thurston. So let's, I'm not going to click on that link. Should I click on it? No, we don't. Who's season 24? Who was the Bachelor? I know people are yelling this at me. Who was the Bachelor before Matt James? This is what, I do a system hard drive wipe. I just stop remembering these people because it hurts my brain, because then I don't remember my own family members. And I'm like, I can't remember my nephew's name because I got Ari Jr. in the back of my head. Do you guys have the same thing? They really hit it off, but long distance came in the way. So I guess they hit it off. Now, if they were hitting it off a couple of years ago, assuming this was last year, she was 20, how old was she? She's 24 now. She's young. She came off painfully young on the show, which, look, I get it. It's not her fault she's her age, but some people that are 24 or 22 look younger than others. Like Becca Martinez looked young when she was on the show, but she's got an older personality. She's got a couple kids. She's still very young. While Grippo and Dorn, 24, were talking for approximately a month before things cooled off, the sources note that they never met in person because she lives in Canada and he is based in New Jersey. The reality stars liked some of each other's Instagram posts in early 2022, pointing to their off-screen relationship. Can you imagine if we wrote an article for every person who's liked somebody's post? The fashion blogger competed on Peter Weber, that's who. Old Delta variant Peter Weber season of The Bachelor. Well, he's more like the United variant. We haven't gotten that far yet. That's for 2023. We're on to the Zeta variant of the virus. There's 7 people left alive. Boy, that would be pretty bad after, the pandemic wipes everyone out. There's this Bachelor show where there's only like 5 contestants, and it's like, how come there aren't any more? Well, that's just as many healthy people that are left. Sometimes humor is used in dark times, folks, okay? Get your vaccine, get out there, and don't cough on a stranger. Thurston suitors until she got... Okay, so Grippo, for his part, was the front runner of... Taking a weird turn today. How did I take such a light article and make it about vaccines? I'll do it. Grippo, for his part, was the front runner among Thurston's suitors until the two got into a fight over her reaction to him saying, "I love you," during his hometown date. He subsequently left the show, and the former bank marketing manager got engaged to Blake Moynes. Although the marketing sales rep seemed to have a strong connection with Thurston, he claimed during the Wednesday, August 11th episode of the Vile Files podcast that he was initially offered spots on both Becca Kufrin and Claire Crowley's season of The Bachelorette in 2018 and 2020, respectively. So I can't speak for the Becca Kufrin season. I don't remember why he said it didn't work out, but for the Claire season, it was supposed to film early 2020. Now, he was literally in quarantine, ready to go. And like 3 days into quarantine, they were like, we got to shut down the set. There's this, somebody, went to the bat zoo and, whatever they were saying back in the day. Who knows? I mean, geez, the information, right? Does it make you scared about the media when you don't know what's true or not? I got all of my coronavirus news from TikTok because the media wasn't reporting on it in late 2019. Wild times. My fiance was like, boy, this is pretty crazy. Look at these videos that are coming out of China. And I was like, oh, come on, quit worrying. And then like literally 2 months later, it's like, get your sanitizer and toilet paper. And it's like, well, we should have known about this. You know what I mean? The people on TikTok are talking about it. I digress. They are going to be doing so many documentaries of all of the ways this was bungled by everybody. This isn't a political issue. This was humanity bungled it to try to save the stock market. You know who I'm talking about. The Dow Jones. We couldn't even get toilet paper, but the Dow Jones was good. Isn't that all that matters? My sister Samantha submitted me. So Greg said, my sister Samantha submitted me, but I thought it was my buddy pranking me at first. It was for Becca Kufrin's season. I didn't even go through the next steps. I just told him it wasn't the right time for me. I was extremely young. I wasn't ready to be on the show at all. Okay. All right. So he didn't even go to the Becca Kufrin. He was like, you know what? Not going to happen. He wasn't ready to do the damn thing, as it were. Which, of course, if this was like Becca Kufrin's season, he must have been 24 or 25 at the time. Which is young for some people if they are F-boys. F-boys take a little bit longer to mature. An F-boy is like a fine wine. Like, it'll be good in a long time. It needs a lot of time to mature and sit on a shelf somewhere and collect some dust. That's what he did. And then on Claire's season, after the initial pandemic, when they went back 6 months later to shoot it, he was like, nah. At that point, he was like, this isn't going to be for me. He probably saw that she was like calling out Matt James and other contestants, and he was like, man, I'm going to dodge that bullet. But hey, just because she wasn't right for him doesn't mean she's not right for somebody else. So, everyone's, oh, he's a plant. Well, I like to take people's, what they say at their word. And Greg Grippo says his sister submitted him. So Grippo later agreed to appear on Crowley's season despite wondering whether they would be a good match. However, after traveling to LA to begin filming, production was halted because of the coronavirus pandemic, and he was sent back home with no toilet paper. Literally, if you're getting sent home, just steal toilet paper and toiletries from the, Purell. Take whatever you can from the hotel room. It's a pandemic, folks. Months later, he was given another opportunity to join the 40-year-old hairstylist journey. They restarted that season. I remember them calling me back in June and asking me if I wanted to do it. I had a long talk with my family, had a long talk with producers. I wanted to do it if I truly saw myself with the girl. And I don't know if you call her a girl. She's 40. No offense. I'm not being ageist. She's a woman. I understand. And I just didn't feel like it was going to be a good result. You're on this TV show and you kind of lay it all out there. You don't know what to expect, but I just felt like it wasn't for me at that point. Most recently, Grippo and Thurston rehashed their breakup during the Monday, August 9th season finale. She accused her ex of faking his feelings for her and only coming on the show for acting practice, which he denied. Oh boy, can you imagine? What a dumb take. I know she she tried to take it back, like when they were like, do you really think that that's why he was on the show? And she was like, well, he went to acting school. You piece it together. I don't like, and again, I'm a big fan of Katie Thurston here, and she's upset, so I'm not blaming her. But I don't like when people will say, do your research, because it's like, no, he's saying he didn't go on the show to act. So just because he went to acting school doesn't mean everything he does in the future is not true. You know what I mean? He's going to fall in love with someone and be like, will you marry me? Are you just acting? No, honey, I'm asking you, will you marry me? After the final roast is about kind of speaking your own truth and getting it out there for that final closure, Thurston told us after the finale. And really, that's what Greg and I both were able to do. And we're ready to just close that door forever and move forward. You can be happy and in love in your relationship, but still be upset with how someone treated you in the past, and you want to speak on it. Grippo spotted last week with Bree Springs. They said they're just friends. She's got a boyfriend. So there's going to be a lot. By the way, I love this. This is, I'll never forget this photo, because this was the moment she's like, oh, you think you're Meryl Streep? And he's like, nope, I clearly have not gotten any, and he hasn't been on any auditions. I mean, look, you want to call him a failed actor? He hasn't even taken any swings. I'm a failed actor. I go on auditions. Let me tell you something about where I come from. Where I come from, you're a failed actor when you audition for a NASA role, and then the next day you audition for some racist guy in a basketball movie, because that's all the auditions I get, okay? I got an audition for an immigration officer. I didn't get it. I got an audition to play a cop that, brutally harassed people. I didn't get it. The point is Greg's not an actor, okay? And it takes an actor to know an actor. And let me tell you something. He took some acting classes, and then he grieved the loss of his father, and then he went on a dating reality show, and it didn't work well, so now he's in therapy. Okay, folks? That's all there is to that. All right? Golly. Can you tell the pent-up aggression I get from being like, that's not an actor. A true actor cries at a Panini Grill after not getting a callback. All right, folks. I'm mostly just kidding, and I really appreciate look at my IMDb. My greatest role is yelling Birdman in a Best Picture winning movie. See if you can find it. All right, folks. That's the video. We'll have more coming on later. 4 p.m. live stream. Let me know what you guys think. Bye now.